U.S. Navy, you thought we weren't going to notice that you changed an entire rank for the Navy and we were just going to let this slide through. No one's reporting on it. Navy times, everyone else is sleeping at the wheel. I'm letting you guys know Nicky's coming at you and we know you're up to something. We're talking about one of the most unknown job areas in the entire Navy, military in general, and that is the Navy Seabees. I've made a video about them previously where we talk about some of their dirt type of mentality where they're not really going to see oceans like the rest of the Navy probably will. And before the Seabees jump in here, yes, I do understand you have some small niche things that you can do that are dealing with water. UTs, I like my shower. Also my water. That's not what this video is about. What we're talking about is the rank of E9 is now being converged into one single job for the entire Seabee rating. Now, if that doesn't make sense to you, that's because you've never heard them and you're living under a rock. But there are essentially 7 rates, which include UT, SW, BU, CE. I'm probably going to forget one of them, so just Google this stuff. I don't have to tell you every single one. What am I, a YouTuber? Now, before someone thinks I don't know anything about Seabees and MCB1, I work with you guys for a little bit over on the island of Tinian, and you guys are some hard workers. Seabees in general are going to be more rough and tough compared to much of their counterparts in the U.S. Navy. If you want to see that video where I talk about my time with them and also kind of debunk some of what they go through and what you can expect if you want to go into this very niche area of the military, please check out that video up there. Now, my Navy HR released this and they say this: after an extensive review of the senior enlisted Seabee community, the decision was made to create a single rating at the E9 level. Effective March 15th, all Seabee ratings will now compress into a single rating at the E9 level. Seabee Master Chief, eliminating the 3 existing E9 compression ratings currently in the community. The move, announced in NavAdmin 054/21, released March 5th, will result in an immediate title change for all current Seabee E9s in the Constructionman Master Chief, Equipmentman Master Chief, and Utilities Constructionman Master Chief. The rating changes applies to both active duty and selective reserve sailors. The positive impact of the change on the enlisted Seabee community will be felt over time. However, it is expected to give sailors a more natural career progression and increase advancement opportunity at the highest enlisted rank. After extensive review of current naval construction forces, Master Chief billets were conducted. It was determined that the majority of the billets can be filled by any Seabee Master Chief regardless of source rating, wrote Vice Admiral John B. Now. This initiative directly supports Sailor 2025 and rating modernization by creating an opportunity for the NCF to leverage a larger pool of qualified senior chiefs to advance to Master Chief. Because the numbers of billets open to sailors decrease as they move up in rank, this means qualified senior chiefs will no longer be limited to advancing to vacancy in their source ratings. Instead, CBCMs will be selected for the best and most fully qualified senior chiefs across the entire force, ensuring that the most qualified E8 candidates advance each year. No action is required by the sailors. The change in ratings will happen automatically on March 15th. The message said there will be no new rating badge either. Instead, the current source rating badges will be retained. Though the review found that any Seabee Master Chief can fill over 90% of E9 billets in the CRF, officials have decided that also track each sailor by their source rating. This allows sailors to be easily identified for filling the few billets requiring rating-specific skills. As a result, all existing and future CUCM, EQCM, and UCCM personnel will be awarded an NEC code to identify their source rating. Now, they mentioned this will give impact over time. What does that really mean to you guys right now? Not much, because guess what? There's still only so many E9 spots available. It's just they're saying instead of you going up for this one specific billet or job that could be up there at the E9, say one E9 and your job gets out, now you can kind of lead wherever you're at and jump around. So in the macro perspective, you're not really getting more Master Chiefs in this community. You're just saying the people have an opportunity to make Master Chief in these other side lateral places they probably would never make before. A lot of people were asking why would they even want this, and the reality is, like they said, 90% of the people could fill any of the billets or jobs that are required in the Seabee community, really meaning that their specialty in their specific rating really doesn't matter. But this really doesn't surprise me or I think anyone else at that point. A lot of this does drive away from the fact that people need to be able to be retained. Their knowledge has to be kept in the organization. And on top of that, We need people to try and advance, but they won't mess with corpsman advancement. Don't worry, we're working on it, guys. I am surprised the fact that they did say no new rating badges, as this is going to be an entirely new thing, but it's only specific to the E9 rank. This is really a new for the Navy in general. Now, this has been very informal, as many E8s and E9s, Senior Chief, Master Chief, for you guys that are not Navy, so you understand our ranks, but they typically don't end up in the most desired positions in regards to like specific to their jobs. It's really just like leadership type roles, where this becomes very competitive as being command master chief of a command, maybe the senior enlisted leader, things of that nature, where it was more so based on the specific billet. But now this is really bringing a new official rank title to this. And you can say what you want, but the Navy, we have somehow decided to keep one linear rank, E7 Chief, E8 Senior Chief, E9 Master Chief, where even on my experience here with the Marines, when we wear the Navy name tape with the Marine Marpats, the Chief and above do not wear any of their actual insignias to indicate which rating they are, if they were a corpsman, a religious program specialist, logistics specialist, any of these types of ratings. And the idea behind this that we've been told is that any chief can lead anybody. And I do agree with that, right? But what I want to say is, like, as that level above, you're worried about evaluations, you're worried about sailor the quarter boards, you're worried about all this administrative stuff that really your knowledge almost becomes a back burner, where the technical expert, I would say in a lot of cases where day in, day out questions are likely going to come from your E6 level. That's my personal experience and opinion on that. But I really do get frustrated with this aspect of this entire idea. We've created a new job to be administrative, and we're already seeing that with this small niche community. If you look at the Marine Corps, for example, they have master sergeants and they have first sergeants. That's where they divide at the E8 rank, because one is a technical expert and one is more administrative. And I love that idea, because it means like you're not switching hats, and it means that the people that are the technical side of this are retaining their knowledge within the military. Not to mention, we also do have warrant officers, which are known to be subject matter experts in this specific field, which for some reason the Navy does not use these like every other branch. I promise you, go to any Navy base, they're like a unicorn. Go to an Army base, they're pretty much everywhere. Go to a Marine Corps base, they're everywhere. Navy, I don't know. And the issue I have with this is that that knowledge does not get retained when they're working at the E8 and E9 level, where I believe if we understood our workload a little bit better and made this divide at the top, it would make a lot more sense. Now, I have to let you guys know, you guys are going to hate me after the Seabees. I love you guys, but I'm going to be honest. I don't understand the role of the Seabees really in 2021. And I think a lot of people are trying to understand that, and we're not discrediting your history of this. And I know there's some salty old vets out there, and I go, how can he say that? How can he say get rid of the Seabees? How is he going to say that to us? They were the ones that built landing strips in the Pacific. They build and they fight. I know, I get it. But there's other people that do the same types of jobs, and they're on the same team. We're talking about the Marines. Go figure. We're part of this expeditionary force where we're supposed to land and kind of go to shore from water and take over. Guess what? They also have combat engineers. They have heavy equipment operators, motor tow, right? We got all these people that do the same types of jobs as the people that are in the Navy doing these types of jobs. So you're seeing this clear overlap. I believe at one point the Marine Corps actually wanted to take these jobs over and absorb them into the Marine Corps, which really makes sense because we're looking to change the way that we're fighting and the way that we're going to move forward with our next battle that we're going to have probably at sea. As always, I'd love to hear what you guys think about this new big change with the idea that we have a new entire job, just saying you're a leader essentially as a Master Chief in the Seabee community, because obviously we are adapting and ranks have never been forever, and even the Chiefs have only been around a little over 100 years at this point. So if you like this, please consider helping at the channel. We do have a Patreon link down below where you can help support the channel with some special perks, and on top of that we do have a membership join button down below where you can help get some special perks here on YouTube as well. But as always, if you guys do have questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.